This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we have discussed yesterday about the master data, and master data we started with the material master. So in material master we have discussed what are the different type of materials we have, what are the number ranges, right? And then what are the different views we have, and the price control indicator and the number range length, right? And what is material group also we have discussed. Okay. Now let me get into the system directly. So we started with the material type. Okay. Now, how to configure the material type? How to configure the material type, how to define the number range, then how to assign the number range. So we have different steps now. But first, what we will be doing as part of, so this is called prerequisite. Prerequisite of material master. So first, we have to define the number range. Sorry, define material type. So it is depend what material type you are going to create in the system. So first you have to define material type. So either it can be raw material, finished material, semi-finished material. So whatever material type you want to define, we can define that. How can we define? Now we can take the reference of the standard one and we can create the new one, or we can define the new one. Okay. So first we'll define the material type, then we will define number range and assign number range to the material type. And then third we will define material group. So these are the prerequisite for material master. Now let me write the configuration part. For material master. Material type. So anyway, we are starting with the configuration. It should start with SPRO. Then SAP reference IMG. So I'm not writing SAP reference IMG fully. I'm just writing IMG. So this is how you get to remember. SPRO IMG, and then now you have to get into logistics general. And you will have material master, and you will have basic settings. Okay. After that you have material type, and then define attributes of material type. So till here the transaction code is OMS2. If you don't want to use, if you directly want to get into material type screen, then you can use this transaction code OMS2. Okay. Now let's see the path in the system. So I'm just going through SPRO, then IMG, and now here you have to get into logistics general. So SPRO IMG, then now after IMG you have logistics general. Okay. So click on logistics general, then you have, after logistics general you have material master, right? Material master, then you have basic settings. So expand it, you can see basic settings, then here you have material types, and then define attributes of material types. So this is what we have. So now once you'll click on define material attributes of material types, means we will be able to see all the standard material types in this table. So M type means material type. Okay. So you can see these are the material type which are created already in the system. So now if you have to define a new one, what you need to do, first you need to select what are you going to define. If suppose you are going to define a raw material type, then what is the standard material type code we have for raw material?
ROH.
Then you have to click on position and enter ROH if you want to define raw material type. So click on here. So now you can see this is the standard raw material type it is showing for ROH. So like this, whatever you want to create. Now suppose if you want to create finished material type, first you have to search for the standard material type code. So FERT is used for finished material. So you can see it is for finished good. Then click on position and search for semi-finished, HALB. Enter, continue. So HALB. So like that, we have all the standard material types will be available in this table. Now it is depend on you what material type you are going to create first. Okay. So click on position and enter ROH. I'm going to start with ROH for the raw materials. So this is the material type which is already created by SAP. They have defined it as part of standard configuration. But when we are configuring and when we are working for the client, we have to customize the standard one. There may be the clients who are using the standard one also. Okay. But in case if it is required to customize the new one, how can you define a new material type? So this is the standard one which is already created or defined by SAP. Now based on your client's requirement, we will define some other code. Okay. Then in that case, how can we define? We have to just select the standard one, whatever you want to create. If you want to create raw material type, then you have to select the raw material type, standard material type code, and then you have to click on this copy icon. So here you have this option copy. So click on copy, and now here you have to edit. So based on your decision or based on the discussion with the customer, now you have to mention the material type code. So suppose I want to create ZRO1 something. Okay. And then here you have raw material standard. So this is the standard description. Now if you want to change the description, you can change the description also. Okay. So just for my reference, I am just writing here BHL8. Okay. And so here you have to change only the material type code and the description. And here you can see your field reference is ROH and standard reference material type is also ROH. So these will be there by default as part of standard. So don't do anything here. And this is item category group NORM. NORM is standard item category group which we use while creating the material. So this is for the standard item NORM. So by default it will come. So you need not mention because we are copying from the standard one. Okay. And then here you have in external purchase order and internal purchase order. These also will be two. And then this is what we discussed about the price control indicator, right? V is for moving average price and S is for standard price. So usually for raw material type, we are using price control indicator as V. Okay. And here we have account category reference. So account category reference is the financial code which is defined by the finance consultant. So they will define it and we will be able to see here, or by default it will pick automatically in this table, in this field. So we need not change anything. So if you click on this drop down, here you can see for all the type of materials, spare parts, packing materials, trading materials, whatever materials we have, whatever material type we have. For every type of material, one account reference category code will be created by the finance team. So once they will create, it will update here. So we have to just select it either. Anyway, by default, it will come because finance team will make the assignment of material type and account reference category. So by default, it will come. So we need not mention here manually. Okay. So these are the things which we need to know. And most importantly here, this user department. So yesterday we discussed about the views, right? We have discussed about basic data 1, basic data 2, purchasing, then plant data storage 1, plant data storage 2, and then accounting 1 view. So those views are defined here. So here you can see this different views. We have work scheduling, accounting, classification, MRP, purchasing, costing. Now it is depend what view you are allowing to the users while creating a material in SAP system. So if you are allowing your users to mention the accounting view or purchasing view, then you have to select this. If you deselect this, this purchasing view will not be visible to the users when they will create a material. So this is the user department. So how the user will use the system, that control you are doing it from here. Okay. So like that, storage, forecasting, costing, accounting. So when you are creating a material to for that particular material, these are the like views which are basically required. But for any specific type of material, if you want to stop or you don't want to use, then you can. For example, suppose there is a material type for that, suppose for engineering material types, you don't want to do quality test, then this select quality management. So this quality related views will not be visible to them. So yesterday I have just spoken about the standard material views for MM, right? Only for MM I have discussed. But apart from MM, that material will be used by multiple departments. So like costing department, it is used by finance, right? Forecasting used by production planning, quality management used by quality management module consultant, warehouse management used by warehouse management consultant, sales by sales consultant. So we will have all the options, but it is depend what are the views we are selecting while creating the material. So while creating a material, if suppose as a MM consultant, suppose we have created a material with the view which required for MM. But the same material can be used by production, same material can be used by sales. So in that case, we need to check with the sales consultant and production consultant that what data they want to maintain or what, because when we will start creating a material, we'll be able to see the fields, what are the fields available there. Okay, fine. Till here, any doubt, any questions here in this screen?
So real time we have to select every view. So all the views we need to select, or how it
Yes.
will be.
Yes, because a material will be used by multiple modules, by multiple departments. Everybody need material, right? So all the departments will use it. But it is depend on the discussion. For example, suppose you're working in a project. So in that project, when project is starting, so all the module consultant will be there. MM consultant will be there. FI will be there. Sales will be there. Quality will be there. Production will be there. So at that time, we will discuss all this together. We will check with the uh, quality department and we will ask them this is the material type, raw material type will be used for quality or not. So obviously they will say yes, we will check for the testing, we'll check for the quality test for the material, for the raw materials. So in that case we have to select quality one. Now costing, are they, will check with the finance team, are they getting to sorry, are they trying to get the cost of the material, means in how many means what was the purchasing cost and what is the selling cost. If they want to calculate all these details, then we have to select costing as well. So like that we have to discuss with the our team and we have to select the views. But standard we have to select all these 6 views only for us. Now rest of the views depend on the module consultant. We will check with the finance sales consultant, are you going to use sales view for this material type or not. They will say yes, we can sell this material, we can sell the raw material in future, then select sales. Clear?
So we need not to fill all the fields in the rest of the views, right?
We have to, but when it is required, when we have all the information. Okay,
So, but we
Uh,
discussed yesterday only some of the views
right.
that
So
is related
these
to MM.
these are related to MM only. Now you have a now suppose you are MM consultant, I am a FI consultant, Mark is a sales consultant, and Chitra is suppose a production consultant. So as an MM consultant, your responsibility was to create a material, right? Now next you will ask me that are you going to, because whenever we are working or working in a project, we are not working alone. Always you will have the team of finance, sales, production at least. This module consultant will be there with you. We will work together. So you will ask that this is the material type which I'm going to create. Are you guys want to use this material for sales or for costing, for finance, for production, for like for production we have this view, MRP view, work scheduling view. These are used for production. So you'll ask to the production consultant, are we going to mention all this? Then they will say yes. So if every consultant is saying that we will use this material, that means that material related whatever views will come for that, they have to make the configuration from their end. As a MM consultant, we will just select the field whatever it will be available. Maybe when I will create a material, you will get more clarity on this, and you can correlate that. Okay.
Okay.
Now you understood the user department role or not?
Yes.
What did you understand?
So we need to select all the views and the what are the fields are related to MM. We need to fill all the fields, and rest of the fields we need to consult
Check
with
with the
another,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, check with the related respective
related
consultant.
consultants. Yeah.
So here you need to remember what are the user departments are available. So user departments are work scheduling. Work scheduling is related to production and planning module, PP module. Work scheduling, accounting, classification is related to us. MRP, okay, MRP is also related to production. Okay, then this is also production. This is costing related to finance, basic data related to us, storage related to us, forecasting related to production, quality management related to quality management module. Like we have MM module, we have a separate quality management module. We have a separate warehouse module. We have a separate sales module. Plant stock related to us. Sometimes storage location, this depend on us. Plant is also related to us. So how many modules are there? MM, sales, warehouse module, quality management module, production module, and finance module. So these are the module which will be used. Costing is also used for finance. Production, purchasing is for us. MRP is also for production. Classification is also for us. Accounting is also for finance. Accounting is related to finance, but when we are creating a material without accounting view, we cannot create it. So that's the reason we have maintained accounting one view, because where we need to maintain the accounting data also. So those data also, whatever value it will come while creating a material in accounting one view, those data or the configuration have to be completed by the finance team. Then only we can do it. Is it clear to everyone now?
Yes. Yes.
Others, all are good. Okay. So now let me get into this. So what did I do? I have just changed the material type here, and I changed the description, and I just check my price control indicator, either it is B or S, and account category reference, which was defined by finance. and I checked with the user department. So these are the things which you need to take care of. So once you are done with this, just press enter. You can see there is a no save icon, right? So once you have entered all the details, just after that press enter. So once you'll press enter, now you will be getting this option. And what kind of icon is this? Error, information, or warning?
Warning.
Yellow color is warning, red color is yellow, and I is for information. Okay. So if it is a warning, so what is the warning it is saying? It is saying that changing the quantity value update may cause inconsistencies. Because now we are copying from ROH. So in ROH, there was a field for quality and value. That may cause inconsistency. That is what the warning message system is giving. So we have to resolve it. Okay. Now, after once you will see this screen with this warning message, press enter. Because if it is just a warning message, so system will allow you to get into the next screen. If it is an error, system will not allow you to go to the next screen. Okay, so just press enter again. So now you can see this is your information, right? So information is number of dependent entries copied 307. Can you explain what is the meaning of this? Number of dependent entries copied. What does that mean?
If we are copying data from other entries, like this is the
Which is the what
amount
is
of.
that other entry?
That many raw materials they have created by copying the standard one.
We have copied from raw material type, right?
Yeah, type.
ROH. So in ROH, whatever entries was there, like you can see these are the field, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like that, so many hidden fields also will be there. So all the dependent entries, whatever it is required for raw material type, because now we will not use ROH. We have copied from ROH and we have created a new material type for us for the raw material. So this is my raw material type now. So all the data copied to this now. So that is what the information system is giving. So now click on continue. So once we'll click on continue, here this number of copied entries is 1. This is what it is showing. In the same way, now you have to define all the type of materials. Okay. So first let me complete. So once you will define a material type, so we copied from ROH and created a new material type. So now I will use this material type for my project. Okay. And once you have created a new material type, after creation, select it. So once you will click on this square shape, it will this material type will select. And once it is selected, you have to double click on this quantity value updating. Just now we saw a warning message, right? There was an inconsistency in quantity value updating. So we have to resolve that. Okay. So now select the material type, whatever you have created, and then now double click on this quantity value updating. So once you double click on it, this screen will appear, quantity value updating. So here first column is your valuation area. Okay. So what is valuation area? So here we consider valuation area is a plant. So what is valuation area? Valuation area is a plant. If valuation area is a plant, that means whatever plant code I have created, that should be there in this column. So click on position and enter the valuation area, whatever valuation area you have created. So if you remember your valuation area, you can enter 77P1 I have created. Enter the plant and then continue. So this is my plant 77P1. Now against this plant, this is my material type ZRON, and here I have to update value and quantity update. This is also my plant 77P2. But for this automatically it is updating. Can you tell me why? But
You made an
770
assignment. I mean,
assignment is there for both the plant. But when I define the plant, I shown you two ways how can we define the plant, right? One is manually and another one is by copy. So when I copied from the standard one, I created 77P2. So that's the reason it is updated here automatically. Okay. So in case if it is not updated, you have to come to this screen and you have to update it manually. Okay. And then click on save. Then now check your request number and description, because now we have started with master data. I'll create a new request now. So click on this request tab and I just write MM and master data VHL 8 just for my reference, and then save. So I have defined and saved the quantity value updating. Now it is saved. Just go back. So now I am in material type screen. So I have created for one material type. Now in the same way, you have to create for all the material types. Okay. Now if you want to create for semi-finished material or semi-finished material, then what you need to do? Click on position, enter for the material type which you want to create. Just enter the standard one, then click on continue. So this is the standard one. Select, same process, copy, change the code. And whenever you are customizing anything in SAP, the initial characters should be Z. Either it should be G, Z, or it should be Y. You can start with Y also. This is what SAP is suggesting. Okay. So first we start with G. So whenever we are customizing anything, that if suppose tomorrow you will be working for any project and you will be able to see any code, either it is transaction code which you are using here or any type of material or anything, if it is starting with Z, means that is a customized material type or customized transaction code, whatever it is. Z means it is not standard, it is customized. Okay, so ZFE9, suppose this is what I have created and it is for each 8, and rest of the things will be the standard things. Just go back, go down, and here now you can see the price control indicator is picking S automatically. S is for standard price, because usually for raw material sorry, when I selected for raw material it was coming V, right? And the count category reference was coming 0001. But for the finished material it is coming S, which is used for standard price, because we sell the price, we sell the material and we know the cost of the materials. Standard price means cost of the material will be fixed. And the account category reference is 0009, which is defined for finished material type. So by default it is coming. And this assignment will be done by the finance team. But just to cross check, as MM consultant, we can cross check this. So click on this drop down and here you can see 0009 is defined for finished material or not. Okay. So what did I do? I just changed the material type description code and I check the price control indicator and check your user department, whatever it is required for finished material type, and then press enter. Again the same message, changing the quantity value update may cause inconsistency. Then press enter. Again 307 data has been copied, then continue. So now again a new material type is created. Same thing, select it, click on quantity value updating, click on position. If it is showing you warning message, click on here again and enter the valuation area. Valuation area is your plant. For which plant? Then select 77P1 and 77P2. Okay, so this is how you need to select. Then click on save. It is depend how many plant you have and what is the use of that. So I did for finished material type also. Now if you want to create a semi-finished material, you want to define it for semi-finished material type. Click on position, enter the standard one. HALB is used for semi-finished material type. Select, continue, then select the standard one. Click on copy, start with Z, H, HA2 and for HL8. And if you'll go down, one second. Here you check price control indicator and account category reference. So account category reference will keep on changing based on the material type, whatever it is assigned by the finance team. Account category, if this price control indicator is also coming S for the semi-finished material, if it is fixed. But if you want to change it, no, it should be V for my material type. Then you can change it. It is not mandatory that whatever it is coming, it is you have to use. You can change it if it is required based on the use. Then your user department, press enter. Again, it is asking the warning. Press enter. Continue. Then select it. Click on quantity value updating. Click on position and enter the plant and quantity value updating and save. Is it clear how to define the material type? Any doubt here? All good?
We need to save each plant like differently, like at a time we can't select each plant, like 7P1 or 7P2 both were there, no?
You can select. It is depend on you. Whatever plant you have created, if you have created 10 plants and if you know that material, because it is your decision. Now you are using a raw material type. Okay, that material type you are creating for which plant? Maybe you have 10 plants and for those 10 plants you was to maybe the raw material type which you have created you want to use for all those 10 plants, then select whatever 10 plants you have created.
Okay.
If suppose you have created 3 different material type for different plant, so you know for which plant what material type you are defining. So in that case, for different plant you can select different material type.
Okay.
So it is depend on you. It is depend on basically requirement. When we discuss with the customer, these are the discussion which we are doing. We will ask them whether you are creating same materials for different same raw material for all the plants. So it doesn't matter the material type you are creating for one plant or for multiple plant. It can be same, it can be different. It's depend.
Okay.
So in the same way, you have to define for other material types. So I have just defined for 3, you have to define for others. Just for practice, you have to define at least 3, 4, but if you'll define all the material types, whatever we have discussed will be better. At least you will understand what are the different like entries we have in this. We have in different type of materials. Okay. Then click on save and come back. So everybody is clear on the material type, how to define material type.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So once you have defined the material types, the next step is define number range for each material type. So the configuration path is after this. Next one is define number range for each material type. So basically after material type, we have two options. One is where you are defining the attributes of material type, and second, you are defining number range for each material type. So now click on define number range for each material type. So click on this, and then so whenever you are creating number range, you will be getting these options. Like one is intervals for display mode. So this is for display mode. Okay, here you can see the description. If you put the cursor here, you can see it is showing change mode. So you can edit the number range. If you click on this, change NR status. NR means number range status. So what is the current status of the number range? If you want to check, you have to click on this. Now we'll check one by one. If you click on this intervals, as it is showing display. So if you click on here, it will be only in display mode. You cannot edit anything. You cannot add anything. It is only in display mode. Okay. Now go back. Then click on this. This is the change interval. If you click on here, you can change the intervals. So it is in edit mode. Then come back. Then it is your NR status. NR status is number range status. Click on here. You can see this is your NR status, means number range status. It means now suppose you have defined a number, this number to this number. This is what you have defined. From number and to number. This is the number range you have given. Now, if you want to check what is the current number and what is the number which is already used, so here you can see from 12,000 to 1239. So this many materials are already created in the system. So how many left? You can see from here. So this is how you can identify how many numbers are used. And this is the column which is called your internal and external. So yesterday we discussed about the number range. Number range can be internal or external. If you want to make any number range external, you have to just flag it. If it is internal, don't flag it. So these are the internal number range. So this one is flagged, means this is external number range. All are internal. This is external. So as I mentioned yesterday, if you are creating external number range, it should be combination of alphanumeric. Okay, but many you can create it with the numeric number also, but that we don't suggest to do that. SAP doesn't suggest to do that. SAP is suggesting if you are creating a external number range, use the alphanumeric combination. Okay, so this is just for the display. Now what are we doing now? As per our statement, define number range for each material type. So first one, we have defined the material type. Then now here we have to define number range for each material type. So now we have to define number range for each material type. So for every material type, the number range will be different. So click on this. So here we have just saw the status. What is the intervals? What is the number range which is available, and the narrow status. So now you have to define a new number range. So if you want to define a new number range, you have to click on this icon, change groups. So click on here. So once you click on that, here you can see all the existing material types, whatever it is available in the system, whatever material type it is created, and whatever material type is assigned. So just now I have created raw material type, finished material type, and semi-finished material type. So all the material types should be visible here. So if I'll press Control F, and if I'll start searching with my material Z, R, O, I forgot what is the last digit I had used for raw material type, but I'll search with,
1, RO1.
okay, I press enter. Yeah, this one. So system has searched for me. Now click on this. Now I can see that my material type is available in this list. Okay. Then Control F, search for another material, Z, F, E, 8 or 9, something I had given, or Z, F, R,
9.
Z, F, E, 9. No. Sometimes it doesn't search, so you can go down you can scroll down and you can search accordingly. So Z. I can search with my description also. If I'll go down, where is that? Now let's search ZFE9. So there can be two possibilities here. Either I have created and did not save it, or it will be somewhere there where I have to search. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll enter Z. So with Z I can see whatever it is available. Z. Start. ZFER1. Okay, no problem. Just cancel. But it will be there somewhere. Otherwise, you can go back and you can check again the code.
Did you search with FR9? FE9 or FR9?
I checked with that. Sometimes it will not show here. So what I can do is I can just go back and I'll click on this material type and I click on position and I'll search for that. See, ZFR9 is not there. ZFE9. Now you can see this is what I had created, ZFE9. So if it is saved, it should be there. Somewhere it will be there. We have to search. So just go back now. Then click on define number range. Click on this. Control F. ZF9. Yeah, it is available. Click on this. So now you can see it is also available. So whatever material type you will create, that will visible here. But first, what we need to do, we need to define the number range. And then we have to assign the material type to the number range. So if you want to define a number range, then you have to click on this create group tab. So click on create group and here you have to mention the group name. Group name means you're defining this number range for which material type. So I am creating for raw material type. Raw material for BHL 8. So this is the description I have given. And here you have to mention your number range. So number range is here we have different. One is number range number from number 2 number. Number range number means here you have to enter any 2-digit number, which will be a reference code for the number range. So here it will not allow more than 2 digit. Here only 2 digit will be allowed. And here from number and to number. So yesterday we discussed about the number range length. So when you are defining the number range, you should know what is the maximum length of the number range. So what is the maximum number range length we have?
40.
We have 40. But for 40 we have to enable that. Okay? Which is not required. When it is required, then only we will do it. Otherwise it is not mandatory. Okay. So you can use 10 digit also. So now, for example, I am creating a number range. I am creating a number range with 3 series. 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Suppose this is the digit I am taking. Now I'll copy the same. This is my from number and this is my to number. So now it is depend how many numbers you are going to create. In the real time projects, we are taking the number range length maximum, like 33002 to 3999999. But this is a practice system. So once you will use the number, others cannot use the number. This you are blocking the number. So that's the reason when you practice, you just use 20 to 30 numbers maximum. So I'll just use 20. That means system will allow me to create only 20 raw materials. And for 20 raw materials, system will provide the numbers, unique number for 40 materials. Sorry, for 20 materials. Okay. And now it depends whether you want to make this number range as internal or external. If you want to make it external, click on external. If you want to make it internal, don't enter anything. Done. And our status will be 0 now. And then press enter. So once you press enter, now it is in green mode. Now you cannot change it. Done. Now click on save. So when you will click on save, this icon will appear. And then click on continue. Means the changes were saved now. So now you have defined a number range for raw material type. Now next is whatever raw material type you have created, ROH8 or whatever I have created, that I have to assign with this number range. And now remember one thing. I have defined this number range for raw material type because this number was available now in the system. So system allowed me to define this number range. Now randomly, if you will take any number and if you will try to create, because this is a practice server. Now suppose that number is already used in the system, then system will not allow you to define the number range. It will show that this number is overlapping. We'll check that too. Okay. Now, once it is done, click on save. Come back. So now you have defined the number range. How can you check? If you scroll down, extreme, go down, you can see somewhere the description. Yeah, this is what I have created, right? So this is the number range I have created. Now to this number range, I have to assign the material type. So once I'll assign the material type, just below this number range here, I can see my material type code. Like here you can see for this number range, this is the material type which is assigned. Now in the same way for this number range, I have to assign my material type. So now I'll do Control F and I'll search for my material type ZRO1. So it is not showing here. Go up. Now search. Yeah, it is here. Right. So I found that this is my material type. So once you can search your material type, click on that and click on this assign element to group icon. Once you'll click on assign element to group, system will search what is the number range group you have defined and where are you going to assign this. So just now I have created. So scroll down and search for the description, whatever you have created, or you can search with the code also. Just go down. Yeah, this is what I have created, and this is my reference code. So I'll just double click on this. Once I'll double click on this, and if I'll check now, I'll do Control F again. Click on your material type, and now just scroll up. So now you can see your material type is assigned to this number range. Did you understand what I did now? All are silent means everybody understand.
Can you repeat the assignment part?
Fine. For assignment part, what you need to do, you need to search your material type. First, you need to search your material type. Okay. So Control F. Now suppose I want to assign this material type. Suppose this is my material type. Where is that? And I'm just taking any one. Okay. 22SG. So whatever material type I want to assign, you have to just click on that. For example, 22RM. This material type I want to assign to that number range. So you have to first just click on the material type, then click on this assign element to group, and then search the number range, because group text is your number range description. If I'll scroll down, if you want to assign the same material type to this number range, then double click on this. And now go down and search. I forgot that, but here itself I can see that number range. Sorry, that material type.
Yeah, now got it.
So usually you have to define one material type for one number range in the real time. You have to you can define one material type to one number range. Otherwise, there is no use of defining the number range here. So number range we are defining so that the users can identify the materials based on the number. If you'll mix raw material type and semi-finished material type, number range is same, then the users will confuse. They will not understand because they can see the number range is creating for both is material type is same. So they cannot identify based on the numbers. Okay, so I'm just removing it from here to somewhere else. Now Control F. So now only one material type is there for this number range. Now in the same way, you have to define different number range for different material type. Okay, so this is what I have created for raw material type and I have assigned that. Now in the same way, first you define the number range for finished material type. So click on this again. So it is saying, do you want to save the change first? So whatever change you have done, just click on yes. Yeah. So now I am defining number range for finished goods or finished materials. Okay, now I am taking some numbers 50000. Oh, sorry, this is the difference number. So I'll just take K1, any number which is already used in the system, and if you use the same number, system will not allow you to save that. So just copy, paste 20, and then click on save. Now see what it is saying. Interval K1 overlap with interval 02. So if any number range which is already created in the system, because this is a practice system, everybody is creating the number range every day. 100 of students are creating number range here. So if that number is already used in the system will not allow you to create it. So what you can do is, just now I have created for raw material, right? This is what the number range I had taken, 333 up to 20. So this is what the number range I have used. So if you want to create, you can create a new number from 21. So up to 20 it is already used. If I'll enter now, it will show me that it is the overlap with V8. So if you want to create, you use with 21. It's because from 3300 to 20 it is already used. It is already defined in the system. So if you want to define, then you have to start with 21 to 30, like that. Then you have to make it 21, and here you have to make
But the
30.
series will be same, right? The 33, it starts with 33 again for the different material type.
Right.
So we
So
cannot
for,
identify.
see, it is just for practice I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, you need to search some number which is not defined. So how can you search? So for that, you have to come back here, and in this intervals, you have to check which number is used, how many number range has been used. So one by one, you need to check. So there are so many number ranges which are defined here. So you can see this is the number range used. You can see 5 series. 5 series is 553432. Anywhere it is used or not. So it's just go through it once. It is not defined somewhere. Then go back. Click on here. Go to create and enter the group. Finished goods for DHL 8 and reference XT. I'm just giving, and suppose I'm giving 546. Copy, paste, 20. It is allowing. Click on save. So you need to search the number also. So you have a lot of exercise now. So you have to identify and do it. But in the real time, it will be blank. You can give the number range whatever you have decided. Because at that time, number range will not be used. It will be completely blank. You can start with one in the projects whenever you will be working.
Who will decide the number range in real time? The client or we will
We
decide?
customer doesn't know about the number range. So we know that we have the number range concept. So we
Okay.
will discuss with the client and we will tell them that in SAP we have the number range concept for each material type. So we are going to define this number range for this material type. If that customer is known or he is already aware about the number range, then he can give you the number range. He will tell, okay, you define this number range for this material type, this number range for that material type. So for each material type, he will provide us the number range. But we have to discuss. We have to ask them that can we define the number range by our own, or you want to give the number range. If they will say no, you decide which number range is required for what material type, and you define it, no problem. But if client will say no, I'll let you know what are the number ranges we required for each material type, then they will give us the list of the material number range, whatever they require. Okay. So define the number range as many as you can today based on the material type. So whatever material type we have created, or whatever material type you can create today, create at least 3 minimum max. If you create all the material types, it is good that you will have good practice. Copy from the standard one and create as many as you want to create. For practice, you can create any number of material types. But whenever you are assigning the number range, remember just enter 10 to 20 or 30 maximum. Don't give more than that number range. Otherwise others cannot use. So first you check the interval, what number ranges are available. And maximum digit is 18 digit, which is defined now. Now based on that you segregate that.
We can use until 10 numbers also, right?
You can define up to you. Whatever it is available, system is allowing you do that.
So there is no minimum number.
Minimum number you can use one also too. But that should be
Yeah,
available in the system.
yeah.
If suppose
Only
one number,
maximum is 40. There is no minimum. Okay.
minimum is one. So usually when you are starting your project, at that time, suppose number range is not used at all. Means you can start from one.
Okay.
Okay. But here, if suppose that one number is already defined in the system, so just go back, click on intervals and check. Now see one is defined. 1 to 500 is used. So system will not allow you to define that. You can use from 501. 501 to 1000 you
No,
can use.
actually, my doubt is we need to keep all the zeros. That meaning.
By default, system
Uh,
will pick.
okay.
If you will give 3 digit also, if you will suppose when you will define 3 digit, system will pick rest of the numbers. So click on here and just enter 501, suppose you are defining. And here you are defining up to 509, suppose, giving something test or finished. Enter. Now see system took automatically the previous numbers.
Okay.
So it is taking based on the 18 digit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. If you want to extend it to 40, we have another setting. Generally, that is not required. But 18 digit itself is a big character, which we can use for 30, 40 years. Okay, so this is, I'm not going to save it, otherwise you cannot use. So like this, you check the number range and then based on that you define it. So I have seen how to define the number range and how to assign the number range with the material type. And tomorrow we will see the material group and then we can create the materials. If you're not clear, I'll send you the recordings and sometimes you can go through that. Not so whenever it will be available in the inbox, I'll download and I'll share. Sravanti, Manchita, any doubt here? Chitra, any other doubt?
No, I'm good.
No.
See, don't say no. If you understand, it is fine. If you did not understand, don't say no unnecessarily. Because I know this is completely new for you guys, right? First time you're seeing. So obviously the problem will be there initially. So if you'll ask me that, yeah, it is clear, it is fine. If you did not understand, tell me, I'll repeat again until you will not understand. I don't bother about the timeline to finish the course. I want that you can learn and you can get the job. That is what I want. So for that, from the day one, whatever I am doing, the same thing you practice every day, you will get a job. If you will stop, you yourself will stop. So practice every day at least 1 hour. That is enough. I know everybody will have some schedule work every day, but try to get some time for your work also. Okay. Sure, then we'll catch up tomorrow. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you.